Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ann Shen, and I'm an illustrator, author, and designer living in LA. I started this channel to give you a peek into my daily life and process as a professional artist and some insights into this career. So as they say, be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more on this channel. Today's video is a Paint With Me Q&A, where I'll be painting strawberries with Maimeri gouache gifted to me from the company, while I answer this frequently asked question: how do I find my artistic style? Finding your style is one of the most challenging and rewarding journeys of being an artist. It'll take time to develop your own unique style, and you'll always be evolving. That's the joy of being an artist. But also true is that developing an identifiable style is one of the most important things an illustrator and artist has in their arsenal. You'll get hired for it. There's a lot of traps and pitfalls on the way to finding your style, so I'm covering my top 3 tips for finding your style and one major mistake to avoid. So my first tip is to study your favorite artists. Pick 3 of your favorite artists. Even better if they're all long gone. Got your 3 artists? Great. Now, take out your sketchbook, pick out some favorite pieces from each artist, and we're going to analyze why you love them. Write your answers down to the following questions. Why do you like this piece? What appeals to you? What is the feeling this creates for you? What is the one thing you'd love to incorporate or have in your work? If you're feeling lost about the answers, think even more analytically by breaking the piece down into its parts. Is it the color? Is it the way the color interacts with each other? Is it the shape language? Is it the story? Is it the subject matter? What is the story to you? Is it the style? How would you describe that style in words? What are the emotions the piece evokes? What is the story the artist is conveying? And then take one element that you highlighted and incorporate it into a new piece of work. Number 2, follow your curiosity. Make time to experiment and explore for fun. Make art inspired by what you just studied from your favorite artists. Create a piece using the medium they used. Maybe Edward Degas' pastels, Henri Matisse's paper cuts. Alternately, use your medium of choice and incorporate the elements you liked from each artist into something completely your own. Maybe you like the way Georgia O'Keeffe painted flowers, but you want to recreate that digitally. Or maybe you want to try painting a different subject with the same watercolors. Pick a subject that's particularly interesting to you. Using what inspires you from your favorite artist and then mixing your own tastes and interests creates something new. Embrace the things that you're curious about, especially the things that you might think are cringe. You'll find your audience this way. Go even deeper and play with multiple elements from different favorite artists. For example, make a self-portrait like Frida Kahlo did, but mix in elements of your personal background and story like she did. Maybe create this self-portrait completely in cut paper. By taking the things you studied and mixing it all together is how you discover your own taste. Embracing your personal story, where you came from, who you are, what you like, what you're interested in, how you spend your free time, what you're surrounded by, and what you create art about, that's your voice coming through. By mashing up these 2 things, you're well on your way to discovering your own style. Also, take the pressure off. You might create some horrible drawings, some unbearable art. You don't ever have to show anyone. You can always throw it away. But I guarantee you, by following your curiosity, you will learn something along the way if you just try. You're on the journey when you follow your curiosity, and eventually you'll get to the actual gold, finding things you'll want to incorporate into your practice and hence develop your own style. Number 3. Develop your own color palette. Having a strong, identifiable color palette can be incredibly beneficial to defining your style. Colors are a big part of branding, and having your unique go-to color palette can help make your work look immediately identifiable. That doesn't mean you're always limited to certain colors for artwork, but it can mean you have a distinct voice that art directors and clients know what to hire you for. Perhaps you live in the world of earthy pastels like Claude Monet. Or maybe you're into psychedelic saturated primaries like Yayoi Kusama. From those examples alone, you can see their styles are not limited by color, but their color palettes are definitely distinct to their style. To discover your personal palette, I have a course on color theory and discovering your personal color palette on Skillshare. There's a number one trick I share in there that will help you nail your color story in one easy step. Follow the link below in the description to take the class. Now, the number one thing to avoid: copying your favorite artists. In art school, we learned by doing what were called master copies. They were literally copies in charcoal, oil paint, or what have you, of master artists like George Bridgman or John Singer Sargent. By doing these, we learned a lot about how masters handled line, rhythm, color, and light. It's something students and beginners do to learn, and it's okay for learning. You can copy your favorite artist to your heart's content in the privacy of your sketchbook or tablet, but you may not under any circumstances pass off this work as your own for professional or business gain. We all know that. Now, the major pitfall I see often with new artists is the tendency to continue copying their favorite current artists. This is different from studying their favorite artists, which is what I covered in my first tip. Studying artists requires a lot of work on your part to analyze why you like a certain piece or artist body of work, what appeals to you, and how to incorporate those elements into your work. Copying doesn't do you any favors or help you become a better artist. Now, copying is also especially bad because I see a lot of artwork that is derivative of existing professional artists. I get it, they have amazing careers and you want that for yourself too. But what you don't see is the thousands upon thousands of hours, years upon years that this artist spent developing their own style to a point that they're getting hired for it. And when you copy someone who is already working professionally and known for that style, you will get called for lesser quality work, if any at all. If artist A already exists, they don't need another one, especially a carbon copy. And you're doing a great disservice to yourself if you just make yourself a second-rate version of someone else. And this is also why it's good to study art history, and artists you admire who are long gone. You lessen the chance of copying contemporary artists and one day peer and possibly ripping them off. Trust me, we all have the internet and know who you're looking at. There's an oft-repeated quote from Pablo Picasso that I think many people often miss the point of. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. I saw this quote in art school, and I interpret it to mean that to be a great artist, you have to take something and make it your own. You don't just borrow/copy someone else's style. You take what you like and you make it uniquely your own. You don't draw a rose the way someone else draws a rose. You draw a rose the way you see a rose. I hope these tips are helpful, and at the end of the day, your journey is your own. By taking steps to discover your own style, you will one day find yourself sharing your own voice. Your story matters, and we need your unique voice in this world. Keep going, keep growing, and I can't wait to see what you make. Now, if you're interested in learning more about painting with gouache, I have a bunch of classes on Skillshare linked below, and I'd love for you to join me in them. And then if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in a future Q&A, please leave them in the comments below. And it would help me so much if you like this video and this YouTube channel to share it with anyone that you know, because I'm trying to grow here. So thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to catch you next time. Bye.